You're watching Class 234 for the Liberty Run Championship at the Arabian National Breeder Finals in 2024. First up is SLR Ultras, handled by Gary McDonald, and sorry, I'm not sure who's helping him with this horse, but the horse is out there and running free. There are 3 entries in this championship class, so you can start thinking about which one you think should be the winner. A little slow motion as he just glides across the ground and covers it like Arabians are kind of known for. And there at the trot in slow motion, you can see just how much air this horse gets. As it picks up the pace, you can see this horse has its head and tail held high in classic Arabian form. Nice close-up look here as it runs right in front of you. If you're enjoying this video, please click the like button, and if you subscribe, you can be notified of more videos coming out soon. We'll take one last look at that high-flying trot as this horse's run is about to come to an end. Here it comes and stops very nicely, and the trainer comes up with the halter. The crowd keeps very quiet because they only have a certain amount of time to get the halter on, and there it is. As they exit the arena, we go from a white-looking gray horse to a black one. Next in is Nat King Cole, handled by Eddie McCain and Elizabeth DeSarle. I like how the trainers are wearing black clothes to match the horse's coat color. As she walks up to take the halter off, that gives us a nice close look at Nat King Cole. And he is off and running. He's got such a powerful stride, as you can see, as he comes right in front of you. Now we cut to where he's headed along the far side of the arena before he slams on the brakes and heads off the other direction. And right here you can see he's really picking up speed. He switches leads to the right side there, right before the judges, and then hits the brakes again and goes back the other direction. We'll slow it down here so you can see him at the trot. Here he picks up speed at the trot before he goes into an all-out gallop again. As he runs in front of the judges, this might be about as good a time as any to let you in on some bad news. This amazing horse was disqualified in this class. The reason? He has black leg wraps around his front legs. You can barely see them, but you can tell if you look closely. I know that leg wraps are not allowed in other Arabian classes, but I personally feel like they should be allowed in the Liberty classes because the horses are running free and not under a rider's control. I ride hunter jumper myself, and almost all jumping horses wear boots or wraps because of the nature of the competition. So what do you think about that? Should the Arabian horse world make an exception for allowing leg wraps in the Liberty classes? Or what about the other classes? Should they do the same thing there? Please leave a comment. Let us know what you think. There you heard the announcer say time, as this horse's time is up, but he says, I'm not quite ready to go back to the stall yet. He's got a little bit more run in him. I know there's a limited amount of time they have to capture the horse, but I'm not sure how long that is, so if any of you know, if you could leave a comment, that would be great. I think it's either like a minute or possibly 2 minutes, but yeah, if anyone knows for sure, please let us know. And she slips the halter over his head, and he is captured.
Captured.
Here's one last look at that trot in slow motion for Nat King Cole, handled by Eddie McCain and Elizabeth DeSarle from the Elizabeth Marie Equestrian Center. Last to go is front and center PA with handler Nicole Hall as they come front and center into the arena. He's a handsome guy with a unique coat that's mostly gray but with a little chestnut sprinkled in. Nicole Hall handles front and center PA for Pegasus Arabians. The halter comes off and he is off and running. He's got that short, kind of a choppy stride that a lot of Arabians seem to have. I don't mean that as a negative, but just kind of pointing it out. You can see the dirt fly as he makes that tight turn around the end there. And then passes right in front of us, and what a beautiful presentation. As we slow it down, he's got a nice flying lead change right there. I'll freeze the action for just a few seconds. You can see that mane and tail flying in the breeze. Like the other two entries, he comes flying around right in front of us. Kind of makes you feel like you're there, doesn't it? Here he makes a really sharp turn and heads off the other direction and really puts on the speed. Kind of a head shake there, typical stallion. We'll slow it down as it looks like he's going to come running right into your lap right here. Here he lowers his head in typical stallion form, and I guess I don't really know that he's a stallion, but he sure does act like one. If any of you know this horse, if you could leave a comment, let us know his status, whether stallion or gelding. He makes another flying lead change right here, and it looks really smooth in slow motion. He lowers that head once more to kind of show us who's boss out there, and he obviously thinks it's him. This gives you a really nice look at his trot. We have come to the end of his run, as the announcer says. Time for him to stop, but like the one before him, he's still got a little bit of energy left. The crowd quiets once more, and the suspense builds as will they capture him in time. There he comes to a stop, and gives us a little snort like in typical Arabian fashion as the trainer tries, but nope, not quite ready yet. He shakes his head a couple times again just to show once more who's boss out there. Looked like he was going to stop, but then he takes off again. Maybe they'll get him this time? Nope, not quite. Wait a minute, the trainer's got something for me. I better check this out. Nothing like a nice little treat to get a horse's attention, and she reaches up high and finally gets it on, and he is captured. And so, as front and center PA is led out of the arena by Nicole Hall, we introduce our reserve champion. It's SLR Ultras. The breeder is Stephen L. Ralston, MD, the owner is Marilyn Flitton, and the handler again is Gary McDonald and his assistant. And the champion is front and center PA. The breeder and owner are Pegasus Arabians, and the handler again is Nicole Hall. Here's one last look at SLR Ultras as they exit the arena. And front and center PA gets his picture taken, also gets a nice wreath of flowers and that tricolored ribbon. And they also get a nice cup for their efforts. So one last look at him as they exit the arena, and if you want to click on the thumbnail image, you can see more events from this competition.